We are live.
Yes.
What's going on, good people?
Welcome, everybody. Come in, come in, come in, as they say. And on entry, put that like button, please.
And also, if you aren't subscribed, ask yourself why. Why are you here if you're not subscribed? Like, it would be nice for a little subscription. We would appreciate it.
Yeah, man. We're on road to 2K. It needs to happen. Please help us get there. Subscribe, do a like, watch some other videos, make yourself at home, comment as well. Let's have a discussion.
Hello, Erin. How you doing?
Hey, Erin.
Yes. Listen, I'm not gonna front straight up. That episode was dead. However, I called it.
What?
When we watched the first look, I said straight away.
Yeah.
Because there was too much in the first look. And it was like, I have no hopes for the full episode.
Yeah.
And it was basically the Ben and Shakira show up until the end.
Yes, definitely. And it wasn't interesting.
Yeah.
So their whole dynamic, who cares? Like, we could see that wasn't really working.
Yeah.
It was a lot of senseless chats. Imagine an episode where it's focused on Ben and Shakira and Connor and Emily. Oh my God. Like, the worst.
Yeah.
The worst.
Like, just some of the most uninteresting people.
Oh.
It was that. Yeah, that was painful. Who else we got in there? Sora.
Hey,
good
Sora.
evening to the lovely Evans couple and people coming in. Erin says, how are you beating this heat? I don't think anyone's beating the heat. Like, you just have to accept the loss and just try and accept the loss as gracefully as possible because you're not beating this heat. Maya just says, hello. Tony has finally hit the wall.
Yes. I felt for Tony.
Do you know what? I think Tony right now is the representation of a lot of black folk in the workplace, where you have, and I this like reminds me of where I was maybe like 10 years ago, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, hey, yo, enough. Like, you're getting on my nerves. Like, allow me. Like, just, I understand the pain. Erin J, Maria says, love Tony putting Emily in her place. They don't know how unfiltered. Yeah. They don't. They're not used to it.
Read it out.
They don't know how unfiltered Americans are. Like, they're not ready for Tony in that sense.
She's so needed to just add that edge of what we're probably thinking at home.
Yeah. Like,
just like when you're over a set of people saying dead chat.
Yes.
And you're just like, please get over it. Like, what you're talking about is bullshit.
Yeah. It's like, if you think about it, like, we've all been in that situation at work where you're just kind of listening and you're kind of involved in the chat by proxy because you're there.
Yes.
But actually the chat is mind numbing.
Yes.
And you just want to tell everybody to shut up.
It's the same conversation every day. Yeah. And you do want to say to people, please either leave the person or deal with it, but I don't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah.
And that irritation. I mean, we'll get into it. We'll get there.
Yeah. All right. Inner Greek says that Tony crash out was a bit random. I can understand why you say that in terms of how it kind of came together. Because it was like all of a sudden she's got this, I think it started a little bit over the last episode, but then she's just got this war for Emily. So I can understand that.
Yeah.
But I can also understand her crashing out.
And I think she was dropping signs. Or what I would say is I had probably, from when her and Emily and Tony had that talk, maybe 2 days ago, when Emily first came in and she was being, oh, you're an amazing woman. You're so great. I don't want to step on your toes. I remember I was saying that was very sycophantic.
Yeah.
And you don't know her. So after that, when people come at me,
because that's a stranger essentially.
Precisely.
Like, how do you know she's amazing?
Great. You don't know I'm great. Yeah. Immediately, I put a big fat question mark on your back, and I'm waiting to see the disingenuousness come out. And that's all Tony was waiting for, because she knows it's like, nah, you don't know me to be a great person. You literally, we haven't been in this place 24 hours. My
address says Tony is just bitter. No one is checking for her, but about time they start applying this pressure to Tommy. 100%. I'm here for seeing Tommy under pressure.
All of it.
I'm here for that.
I don't
right.
think she is bitter, you know. I mean, also boredom,
Yeah.
not having a prospect can increase frustrations, but I understand why she's frustrated with her. Okay, so we open up with Mog and Dejon trying to clear the air. I'm glad that ended quite quickly.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have repeat conversations of these two going over the same details of Dejon flirting, Meg feeling disrespected, and them going on and on. So at least that was like kind of cleared.
Yeah.
Meg said everything that she had to say. I don't care, like she always says. I don't care if you say this. I don't care if you say that. And then she ended it with, but you have to stop flirting with all of the girls in here. None of the girls currently in the villa Dejon can flirt with because he has said that Mog is his favorite. And he agreed.
You know,
God may it continue, please.
I mean, I don't know why you would actively go on television and allow yourself to get chiefed up by this girl, but I'm not here to kink shame. Do you know what I mean? The thing that caught my attention in that conversation was Meg, I don't know if it was consciously or unconsciously, throwing shade to Helena. Because she was like, I won't be Helena.
Yes. Well, but they all think that Helena is a cheat.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
That's still a girl, but you know when your brethren is a mug. And so you don't.
But I ain't heard none of you telling her that though.
No, because what Mog is doing is you don't want it to be birds of a feather. So obviously it's like Dejon and Harry are Batty and Bench. So you don't want Dejon to think just because Helena's having it, I'm gonna have it too.
Yeah.
But he kind of is.
Yeah.
At this moment in time, I just think there isn't anybody that Dejon is particularly interested in.
No.
But
including Meg.
Yeah, when another girl comes in,
she's
or Casa.
Casa, he's gonna have a field. Harry and Dejon in Casa are going to have a field day. So whoever is coupled up with them at that point, you are stupid if you wait for them to come back. It's on you.
But it's gonna be Mark though, and she's gonna wait, and she's gonna do the whole. I'm sleeping in the day bed. I've got his shirt, and I can't wait for it.
Do you know what I would love to see? What? I would love to see Dejon go and be like, "Wow, I really got feelings for Meg," and then come back empty-handed. And
she's got some. Either way, whichever way it comes into fruition, I'm for it.
Yeah,
I'm for the end of their relationship. All right, so then we've got Tony and Yasmin, and they are debriefing and basically cussing off the girls, the three witches, and Dejon, for how they were treated within that game. Which is fair. Everything they said is basically what we were saying yesterday,
and it was really just a kind of they were repeating the conversation that they had earlier on, just about the girls blaming them before they blame the boys, and there wasn't much of substance there.
No, nothing at all. Same chat. Tony said that she thinks the girls need a talking to, and that they need to learn about respect and trying to get respect. It was like, and from then I was like, okay, Tony's on one this episode. You could feel the energy shift. And Helena had to pull Harry for a chat.
No shame.
I was like, Harry,
how are you pulling this guy for a chat?
Because she wanted to get it all out while she still had the vim.
You know what is mad? Yeah, today I understood Harry's confidence because I saw a picture of Harry before the hair.
Oh yeah. Before he had his hair transplant.
And so I was like, when I saw that before and after, I was like, I understand.
He's feeling himself.
Yeah, 100. God gave him a new lease of life.
Right.
It was over for that you.
Okay, I get it.
With that hair, you weren't talking to nobody. And so you come in here with your new hair. I understand the confidence.
He's like, I'm going in.
I'm doing
bits.
I'm going in. I'm gonna be as strong as my hairline.
I understand it. I mean, you've got to go through a lot when you get a hair transplant.
Yeah,
so, it's probably like I deserve this.
Yeah, fair enough.
Either way, he'll be back soon. He'll start missing Helena and because he was getting bits every night, he'll start to miss it soon, and he'll be back trying to graft her. Mark my words.
Yeah,
He'll be back. All right.
Yeah.
She went in straight away before they even
Yeah.
started talking, and she said it was done.
Yeah.
So Harry was like, well, what's the point in me explaining anything then? Which is fair. The person says it's done. Why are you going to do an apology tour? They tried, didn't really happen. And then Helena managed to get her walk away. I was like,
that's all she wanted.
Yeah.
That was even why she went and jumped in quickly with that. It's done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's all you wanted. Like, you wanted, your ego was like, you have to have your get back.
I mean, it had to scrape itself off the floor and try and pump itself back up again and be
let's be honest, there's nothing left of her ego. There was nothing left of her ego, mate. Like, that got
still watching him.
Yeah.
Watching him too hard as well, so we know it ain't real.
Yeah.
All right. And so as soon as she exits left, Harry walks right, and Yasmin's like, are you all right? And they immediately start flirting like nothing had taken place.
Like, wild.
I was like, no. And the chat was dead as well.
I mean, it was very dead chat. Like, first of all, the whole thing of, like, my man completed a test or something. Oh, you did very well. I think you did very well.
Yeah.
And then they went talking about her later, and it was just like, oh, you know what?
It's dead, isn't it?
Ironically, Helena is right. You are boring. Like,
that's what I wrote.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I wrote.
You are boring.
I was like, oh no, there is nothing between them, really.
Yeah.
That is all they have is flirty banter, and it's actually quite dry.
Yeah.
So, you know, you look nice. Yeah, you know, I look nice. I wore this latex dress. I could be in latex all the time. Ooh.
On the outside, they are a one-night stand at best, or F buddies.
I don't even think they could last. I actually think he would hear and be bored.
Yeah.
Like, so the chase is enough to keep him going. But I think once he got it, he would literally be like, I don't even like this girl.
Yeah.
I mean, every time he walked away from her, he really was into, like, I don't actually even really like
No. It's purely for the sport. Like, man is there for the sport.
And that's sad.
But she knows it as well, though.
Yeah,
she knows it as well.
It's like, I also don't want, she's better than that. I think there's actually more to her if she got into the game.
But that's who she came in as.
I know.
She created this scenario for herself, willfully. So I don't have any sympathy there.
I mean, it works while it works.
Erin is writing in caps, so this must be important. So Erin says, I really think no one gets it. This has nothing to do with Tony being salty. When they played the game, Emily inserted herself to defend Meg about the comment Tony made about Dejon. Yeah. No, you're right. Like,
it's been brewing over a few days, definitely.
And also, it just kind of speaks to the simplicity of a lot of the Islanders, because it's easy for their brains to go like, Tony was with Connor. Connor chose Emily. Therefore, if Tony has any issue with Emily, it has to be because of Connor.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's because your brains are very simple and you can't actually comprehend anything outside of that. But yeah, 100%. 100%. And I think the thing about Tony, what I will give her, is out of all of them, I would probably say she has the most integrity.
Yes. And emotional intelligence.
Yeah, emotional intelligence, 100%.
I think she knows how to read people. And I was always like, no, that sunny disposition person, you got to watch him. Yeah. And actually, Emily has shown signs piping up. She's the one that brought up the kissing thing. So did you kiss her? Yeah. It's like she's always there a little bit. Like, she is. We get into it. I said she has been initiated. She is the fourth witch. Yeah. She is a part of the witches coming, most definitely. So after Yasmin and Harry are like out there flirting away, you have Megan and Helena looking over at them, basically saying that Yasmin is boring again. And what are they talking about? She's just boring.
Feel like they might be boring the amount of times they keep saying that other people are boring? Like, do they not consider us watching that we might find this boring? Like
them coating her off all the time.
Like, that's boring. But anyway.
Yes, but still. All right. So and they're talking about her being boring while Harry is then talking about where he's going to sleep I felt like it weren't going to happen from how Yasmin responded to that. It was just she didn't seem enthusiastic like it's going to take place. So,
Yeah. I mean, but again, Harry and Yasmin, they're not each other's person.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like Harry is literally offering it because you're there.
Yeah. And I think she will continue to do this for screen time and to piss the girls off.
Yeah.
And we appreciate her doing the bombshell job. It's like
she
carrying
did
the show.
She did what she
We
has.
needed her.
She has over the last few episodes. She absolutely
Without her,
has.
what would we have been watching? It would have just been Harry.
It would have been loads of episodes like tonight.
Oh God, good grief. All right, so then we move on to the first of a series of chats with Shakira and Ben.
I don't think I want to talk about this.
This is the heightened one when they're literally just arguing with each other and they get nowhere.
What I will say in that conversation, what I did notice about Shakira is she was actually being a little bit cowardly.
Yes.
Because when he was pressing her on what she had said, and specifically about him, what was the word she used?
Is it lack of debt?
Lack of substance or whatever.
Lack of substance,
she wouldn't elaborate on that.
Yeah.
And then she just tried to divert a little bit and not talk about it. And it's like, you know what? Stand 10 toes on that. Like, say what it is. Like, even if you feel like you're doing it because you want to protect his feelings, we've gone past that. Like, we've gone past that.
Because he's heard it now. You may as well like deliver it all. I mean, this is the thing. I don't know if they were purposefully. We have to get all the stages of this conversation because it could have ended that night. You could have said it all. Yeah. He could have said his bit, and it would have been ended.
I don't actually know why it didn't.
This is the first,
like, I think especially that first one, because she. Well, I mean, to be fair, she got up and walked away.
Yeah,
but yeah, it could have been done in that.
Like most definitely. But I mean, these are the signs of okay, they are not compatible.
Yeah.
And then I have the two witches, Irish Meg and Helena, comment on them arguing, and Irish Meg says that I think Helena says what was their issue, and Irish Meg says he's as thick as shit and she is a slag. Wow. And that basically sums up what their two comments were about each other. I was like, fair games. It actually did make me laugh. The thing is, you know what? With another set of friends,
Irish Meg would be all right.
I would like Irish Meg.
Yeah.
I do actually think I'd probably find her okay if she hung around with other people. But as it stands, she's a part of the witches' coven. Yes, so they're still there. I think this is another Ben and Shakira again tries. No, this is Ben talking about it, saying that he always tries really hard with her. He makes her breakfast. He pulls her for chats.
You know what I realized in that thing? I was like, Ben, you're angry at yourself.
Yeah, he is.
Like, you're angry at yourself because you realize that you've done all this grafting and you've been doing it and getting nothing back, and then you just realize that you're just pissed at yourself. Basically, it's actually got nothing to do with her.
I forgot to go live on Instagram.
Oh.
Hello to Instagram. There we go.
Okay. Yeah. Hello, Instagram. Yeah. Inner Geek says Shakira has a really overinflated opinion of herself and she is quite patronizing. Good evening, Saf. Do I agree?
I kind of do, but I don't know if it's an over opinionated. I think she knows what she's after confident. And she is confident.
Yeah.
But she did. She's harsh. She was harsh with how she delivered it when they finally got to the point in the end.
Yeah.
But I think also she just thoroughly had the ick. So, you know, when you just get to that point where you don't really care totally about the person's feelings anymore. And I think that was it.
Which is fair.
She just got to the end of her tether.
Miss Brown Sugar said, not me refreshing YouTube to see my fellow auntie Nana. Hey, girl.
Hey! We are reviewing Love Island season 12, episode 12.
Saf said Shakira has boundaries. Yes, I agree with you there. And Maria too says, what you guys think of Helena being left out in both girl groups?
Listen, we were saying that we're gonna start a new Helena and Ramel watch. Where are they? And what are we on now? Was it day Day 4 in the villa.
Therefore,
We ain't seen
Helena hasn't been seen,
it.
nor has Ramel.
It's ridiculous. I don't know if she has been. We don't even know if she's been left out because we get no airtime to even see her.
Well, this is the thing. It's like even production is like, nah. When I knew this episode, I was like, it's a long for you. When Connor was talking to Irish Meg and Tommy was having an internal crisis, sitting there biting his nails, and he's talking, trying to convince himself that he's not bothered by it.
Yeah.
And Ben is just silent. And we just kept seeing the two shot of Tommy and Ben. We keep coming back to Tommy, biting his nails, telling himself, doing his affirmations, everything's going to be okay. And then out of nowhere, we hear another voice.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Alima. And then Alima has a line for the episode. And then it goes back to the two of them again.
You really like her as well. You really fancy her.
I don't even remember what she said.
That's what she said. You really fancy her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. Those were her lines.
Mad.
That's it.
Mad. And so Ben not saying anything is actually more camera worthy than Alima, who's actually delivering lines.
And was engaged in
like she's actually listening to Tommy.
This is the thing. So I don't know who she hangs out with, who she's talking to, where she is, because more often than not, you can't even place her in the villa.
Yeah.
Again, paper mache. Where was he the whole episode? Who was he sitting with? Where was it? So I can only think maybe paper mache, Ramel, Alima, and sometimes Tony, I feel, and Shakira, maybe elsewhere together.
Yeah. I know that when those guys come out, they're going to do the classic thing of like, there is so much you have not seen.
We were having talks on this. We were discussing that. I believe so.
Yeah.
I think none of the girls are her set of girlfriends. And that, sometimes it's a bit like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're purposely leaving her out. I think production
are purposely leaving,
not showing us anything. Because you're giving us 3 rounds of Shakira and Ben. Dead chat.
No.
I don't care. I want to now hear Alima and Ramel dead chat.
Saf says she's kind of glad that Alima isn't involved in the bitchy cover nonsense, to be honest, and which is true. She's above that. You're right. And then my address says it's good that Ramel has chosen peace. But then also, it's like, are you telling me that the only time production have decided that Ramel was camera worthy is when he's talking about his sexual antics?
Basically.
Are you telling me he hasn't said anything else of value?
We're not getting any type of the romancing of Ramel and Alima. So I don't know. Maybe next week we're going to see their storyline. But we're on watch and it's 4 days.
That is really optimistic because I feel like they could be gone by Sunday.
That also could take place. That also could happen. All right, so we wake up to them talking nonsense and Helena saying that she's over Harry.
Yes, all right, love.
Yasmin is welcome to him. Okay, blah, blah, blah. And then we have another chat with Ben and Shakira.
The way I was so angry at this point, like,
oh my God.
Why?
We got a step further, basically, in this talk where she's a little bit more honest. And she kind of spells it out a little bit more to him. So this is when she says, like, a relationship should make you better as a person. So I was like, no. But anyway, I wanted to follow her thread of where she was going. Yeah. And then she said at this moment in time, she feels that Ben is robbing her of her shine. Like, he's dulling her shine.
Some big words, I
was like, that's harsh.
Some big words.
He took it on the chin, it blew him. He was flabbergasted by that. And then she further goes on to say, it's like training a puppy being with you. And he's like, what? Because I rap all the time. I was like, Ben, you're not helping yourself.
I'm actually glad that we haven't heard him rap.
I know, and they just cut out all of that. But he's been out here rapping and all sorts. Yeah. But he also did it. I don't know if it was like he was begging it. I felt like he was begging a bit where he's like, obviously in a relationship, you compromise and there's going to be bits that you don't like about the person that you're with, but you know, it should all work out in the end. And I was like, oh, I don't know if that's the way forward.
Mm-hmm.
This is the other end.
Oh.
Sorry, wire issues. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. This feels a little bit beggy. Like, listen to what she's saying. This is not good chat.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
I
think also Ben in that situation, like where the desperation came out for me is I could see Ben sitting there going like, ah, shit. If she does this, I'm vulnerable. Like, so it's almost like he's trying to say to her in code, we need to stick together. Yeah. Otherwise
like,
we are
we
vulnerable.
Work through
this
day to day. For real, he probably was.
There was that, and then there was also, I mean, I feel like he'll watch this back and cringe, because you could also read that conversation as him telling her, slow your standards a little bit.
Yes,
like lower your standards for me.
I just didn't. Yeah. I wanted him to listen to her. She is coating you off, like literally. Your ego needed to kick in and be like, bun you, cool, and go about your business.
Do you know what? Such an important thing that you said about him listening to her, because I think that is not even just within Love Island. I'm just thinking life these days, where people these days, when people are speaking, they're listening to respond, as opposed to just listening, and it's a problem. Yeah, it's a problem. What we got here? Inner Greek says making digs about his intelligence felt unnecessarily harsh. It did. Yeah. Maya said there hasn't been much love shown across the board. This series has been about scandal so far. Absolutely. Maria also says that Alima doesn't have a personality. She just agrees with whatever the other person says.
We haven't seen her. I don't even know, but I know what you're saying. From what we have seen, she has been a bit of a nodding dog.
Yeah. And then Maya just says Ben isn't used to getting claps like that. He has been thrown off completely. And you know what? You're right. He didn't know how to act. But it's like Ben is like, I don't get dumped.
Yeah. I think
this is new territory.
I think he generally will be the guy. He's good looking. He's tall. He probably has his pick. And he's just met somebody that is a bit like, nah, it's not you. Yeah. But it will kick in. Yeah. Give it a couple of days. He's going to think on it. And he's going to be pissed at Shakira again. Yeah. Like,
100%.
He will be pissed.
So, did we speak about Tony and Meg talking?
Tony and Meg. Yeah. No, we have. Before we get to them, it was Connor and Dejon.
Oh, yeah. And then, is that when Dejon was eating? Like, that. Why?
Why would Connor go to Dejon and tell him what's going on in his little villa world? Like, he kind of likes Emily, but actually still fancies Irish Meg. And what should he do about it? And you're going to listen to Dejon and execute. I was like, he is the worst person.
What part of Dejon's journey made you sit there and go, actually, I know what I do. I'll ask Dejon for some advice. That was really bad.
No, that wasn't that bad, actually.
Because I'm confused. Like, the guy is spiraling. He's always in a some passer.
See, this is the thing.
I would have even understood him. Well, no,
Ramel.
You couldn't ask Tommy.
But Ramel.
Yeah, Ramel. Even
paper mache.
Even paper mache.
They're floating around.
Yeah.
Ben.
Yeah.
Like there's more
Harry
people.
Or Dejon. Like you don't need to ask them for nout, for nada, niche. Because
unless you want to do some
skullduggery. Like, unless you're like, how can I be the biggest F-boy in here? Then them man they'll pattern you up nicely. But other than that.
Maybe that was the thing. Connor was like, I want to move mad and I need somebody to code for me moving mad. Which I don't even think he was moving mad, but talking to Dejon made him move mad because he gave him the worst advice. Yeah. We have Harry goes and pulls Shakira for a chat. And Harry then decides to be like, Shakira is my next girl. And Harry did what he did with Shakira first time. Remember when he spoke to her and after Sophie? and he done or was it with Helena? And he did the comparison. And I think it was Shakira. I would want to rip your bikini off, but I don't really want to rip off Sophie's. Same thing. Helena, she's allowing me to treat her like shit. But if I was with you now, I wouldn't move like that. I was literally like, Harry is so full of shit. He really is like the worst guy.
I lost a lot of respect for Shakira in that conversation, because now I could give her the benefit of the doubt and be like, she was offended by what he said, but just thought, I'm not gonna get in a big beef, But I just don't think you can let people get away with talking like that.
I don't like it,
and I don't know why. Then you would also then trust somebody who, number one, outwardly has just shown you he can just lie to people like effortlessly, like, just, you know what I mean?
Just chat shit,
in
their face and not care.
And this is the problem as well, where people think like, sometimes a lot of girls think, oh yeah, but my pum pum is the best pum pum, and so you think that what he's doing to Helena, he will never do to you.
That was how she was responding with, like, I mean, granted, you did that to Helena, like, it wasn't me that you were moving mad with. I was thinking, okay, watch him.
But this guy's already dashed you for somebody else.
Yes.
But you think that he...
somehow he isn't going to move mad. Like, somehow. I don't know if she was taking it all in.
Maya just says, spot on, Nana. Give it a day. Ben versus Harry will be on. Maya just says, Connor was just asking for permission when he talked to Dejon. He wanted the scandal. Yeah, he did. Suzanne Davis is in the building. Hi, Suzanne. Hey. Maya just says, spot on. Showed a snide sense of arrogance in Shakira. 110%. Yeah. I see why Ben is upset.
It wasn't nice seeing that chat. I hope she really isn't taking Harry serious. I hope so. She said she wasn't, but I don't know. All right, so they had their little chat, and then we have Emily, and then we have Connor and Emily have a chat, and Connor is really bad at talking. I realized that this time, like, when he has to do proper personal conversations, he skirts around the issue. So he's trying to basically tell Emily, I kind of like you, but I'm not sure, and I still want to explore things.
I think he told her.
It was so long-winded, though. He was like, he almost said, I want to chat to you, but I like talking to you. So you're saying one thing and then you go back to, but I like talking to you and I like where we're going. And then she will jump in and be like, I like where we're going. And I was like,
But from when he pulled the thing and said about chatting to other people, you got to be on your P's and Q's and understand what's going on here. What this conversation was about.
She wasn't, though, because she was like, yeah, we're open. We're getting to know each other. But I like where it's going. And again, it's like, listen to what he is saying. But girl was chatting a lot. She was chatting, and so then he kind of backed down. I think maybe he would have said, I'm going to talk to Irish Meg. Maybe if she hadn't spoke so much. But she was talking. It's going really well. I like talking to you. Blah, 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 blah. So he bottled it. And then it came back to bite him in the ass afterwards.
Idiot.
He is, and they're boring. So either way, it's like, okay, let's keep it moving from you two. And then we have Tony telling Meg. Oh yes, see, this is the thing. Tony then sits there with Meg and Dejon. I don't know why Tony told Meg that she isn't feeling Emily.
So dumb.
I was like, that's
so dumb.
Worst person to tell, because that's her girl.
Unless that's what you wanted. Unless you were like sending a message on.
Maybe. Because it didn't make sense. I mean, even Meg's response and Dejon both being like,
oh, she's lovely.
We like her. I was like, oh God, this isn't gonna end well. But I understood her irritation to Emily. I was like, I get what you're saying. Then we have Harry and Dejon having their little tete-a-tete, where Harry then tells Dejon, Shakira's feeling the boy. And Dejon is very tickled by this. And Harry just shows that he's a shark. He has no real interest in Shakira.
None.
He's just like, I could probably get her back, lips her for a little bit until a new bombshell comes in.
Man said she was lapping it up.
Yeah. And I have a theory.
Go on.
I'm gonna put this here. Yeah. Harry and Dejon. Now, on a spectrum, I'm not saying it's gay. I'm saying it's on a spectrum of homosexuality. That you get guys that are more dedicated to each other than the women around them.
Yeah.
Like to the banter, to the solidarity in shagging girls.
Yeah.
But there's a bond between them. And it just feels like on a spectrum of homosexuality. Am I clutching?
No, there's
Or is
something
this a
in there.
thing?
There's something in that. I think there's absolutely something in that. And I think when you look at like lad culture in the UK generally, it also displays that as well.
Yes.
Whereas like a relationship between a man and a woman can be quite secondary sometimes. Like your boys come first, and then
making Dejon laugh,
yeah,
and giggle seems to be Harry's priority. More so than I'm going to find an attachment with a girl here.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you two.
There was a guy not too long ago. I remember, I'm sure I shared the clip with you where he was sitting down, some podcasting, and he was sitting down and he said the same thing about men. Like he was like, most men don't actually like women.
Oh yeah.
It's like outside of the physical, what you can get from them, you don't want to chill, chat to them, nothing.
Like personality wise, you're not seeing a value. And this is it. Yes, it is a version of that. It's just I was literally watching these two bonding and giggling, and we've been seeing their bromance carry through. And I'm like, I swear somehow that they need to study this on a spectrum. Because I don't know if it's full on a physicality with each other that but there's something in you value this man and spending time with him more than anybody
It's an
else.
interesting one, because then also you then do have to be careful in terms of like in the way that socially historically there's always been a thing about men showing affection to other men and them being quite repressed sort of thing. So then when we do see two men bonding like that, then we're gonna draw for the gay card, but there's the truth in it, but then there also needs to be some balance.
No, maybe it has another word to it. And I can only put it in that spectrum because women seem to be the other in that. So that's where I'm like, does it come into a sexuality space? But maybe that's on socialization. Maybe as the two guys, they don't know how to just bond as brethren without there being a fool guy, and the fool guy are women. I don't know.
True.
But,
true that.
Yeah. Something to think about,
guys. Maya just said spot on. No, we saw that. Suzanne Davis, have you seen Dejon's ex? Yes, we have. Well, the new bombshell on Sunday is the spit of her.
Really?
It's about to go down. It's about to go down.
Dejon is off ski.
Suzanne said, I said that about Harry's old hairline last night. He looked, yes, you did. Like, I feel like it's one of them things you have to go and see. Like, because you said it and I was like, raw. And then I saw it today and I was like, raw. Like, the hairline is...
Spinning himself.
Yeah, he came back to life. He's literally living. He is the second coming of himself. Like, he came back to life. Harry and Dejon are there to entertain and make good TV on a lad's holiday. I think that literally sums up that's the log line for the pair of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My address says nothing sweet about it. It's camaraderie. It reminds me of the military and sports team. Men bond like that. Yeah.
I don't think all men do, though, actually.
No,
I don't think all men do bond like that, but I think that's what people say. It's like it's kind of, but
it's definitely a form of bonding that males have, but there's not
something in it.
Yeah. Erin says Harry's lace. Oh, we're calling Harry's. Yeah, why not? Harry's lace front was shifting. That £1 glue isn't holding. You know, it's actually a very valid point, because yes, he's gone and had this thing done, but you're right, it doesn't look sturdy. Like
it may not be, you know, because it takes a while to take properly. Like, you know, sometimes people lose it because the plugs start coming out.
And then also,
maybe
like,
it was a bit
aren't
too
you
soon.
not really supposed to wear hats and stuff because you'll mess with the follicles?
That's what they say, yeah. But I don't know when he had his done. Hopefully his is settled.
Yeah. Maybe imagine that he had it done and it's already starting to thin again. That would be long.
That happens to some people.
That's super upsetting.
Yeah.
That's super
You've
upsetting.
got to go through all of the pain all over again.
All right, where are we at?
Okay, so we have then the Helena talking about that she is on Harrison. I made a note that it's looking like Tony has the ick for Emily. Like, you know, they're in the this is like a montage scene.
Yeah, when they're getting ready,
getting irritated each
like,
time.
Literally, Emily just opened up her mouth, and
Yeah.
Tony looked like she wanted to punch her.
Yeah,
or at least put her head through the table.
Yes.
Like, yeah,
or walk out and leave.
Yeah.
And then Shakira says to Tony that she is going to end things with Ben, and I was like, "Ain't you done that already?"
I thought it was already done.
No, they had to have another chat.
So
but
we were
before
tortured
then,
again.
yes, we have Meg. This is when Meg is there, and she's telling Emily about Tony, what Tony had said. And she was like, "Heads up, so that you know, Tony, you shouldn't talk to her too much because she doesn't really like you."
Did you see the glee on Meg's face delivering that information?
She loved it. She loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
And that was when Emily joined the three witches and
yeah.
became the fourth witch.
Yeah.
Because they could bond on they don't
Yeah.
like this one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, people are bitching about you. Yes, and then Tony and Shakira are talking about Emily at the same time, and they agree there's something about Emily.
Yeah.
She's too nosy.
Yeah.
She tries to get into your business. She's always there. And when you don't want to share things with her, she doesn't take the hint.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I could see that happening. So finally, Shakira and Ben have their final talk where they decide they are going to be friends. And Ben agrees mutually, yeah, I was thinking the same. No, he wasn't. But
why couldn't we have just had that one conversation?
It could all have happened the night before.
Like,
most definitely. Then the randomness begins.
Yeah.
Connor comes along and pulls Irish Meg for a chat. And everybody is like, what? Why?
Yeah.
What's happened? And Tommy is getting annoyed.
Yeah.
Tommy's scared that it's taking place. I think, you know what? I missed out because Megan got pulled before by Harrison.
Yeah.
So for Tommy, it was a hard day.
It was a hard day watching Megan get. And
Megan and Harrison, I actually think they suit.
They do suit. And I always felt that Tommy was always punching.
He absolutely is. The more tanned Irish Meg gets as well, I am like, bro, no, they don't. You don't even match this one.
Yeah.
But her and Harrison, I was like, nah, that's a vibe. That would work. I don't know about her and Connor, but
she ain't interested in Connor.
No, it was a bit left field, didn't it?
That's why she never asked. That's why she never even answered these questions.
Well, I don't know. I guess they're still gonna talk or something. I don't know. I don't really know. Did they ever give us a conclusion? Where did it end?
No, I don't think we did. I don't think we got one. Yeah.
But she got pulled twice, and that's only gonna inflate her head as well.
Yeah.
And Tommy is gonna start grafting, I guess. Like, you know, he'll try a little bit harder.
Mm-hmm.
Then he goes over and pulls Emily, and she immediately says, "Oh, second best," and gets a little bit testy. And I was like, "All right, Emily's she's getting a little bit spicy."
When she said that, I was like, "Oh, you are definitely the fourth witch."
Yeah.
You are definitely the.
She had her initiation, and then she came into fruition.
Yeah.
And then we started to hear the words from her, disrespectful.
That's when you knew she was a full-fledged witch.
Yeah.
And being disrespected.
Yes. I think that is a part of their covenant. Yeah. That's like their witchy word, disrespectful. So she had now been disrespected by Connor, her initiation, and she told him about himself. And he tried, but I don't think he didn't explain, because he apologized by the end of it. I was like, you failed, Connor. Failed. Now you're going to be scared. And then the arguments ensued. And by this point, I was like, this episode is a full-on nonsense.
Yeah.
When Tony and Emily started arguing, I was just like, oh my god, where are we now? This is crazy. Pulling Tony for a chat. You're not even listening to her. She's just irritated by you. Then it has to be about Connor. I was like, oh Lord.
When I was laughing was when Tony walked past them and literally went like this. And I was like, how childish are we going to be this evening? Like, this is actually hilarious. Like, this is beyond childish.
The episode descended into chaos.
Yeah.
It was such a stupid argument with swearing and it has to be about Connor. No, it isn't about Connor. It's you. No, it's about Connor. I was literally like, oh God, please, girls.
Yeah.
This is silly.
Inner Greek is still confused about what Emily has done. I don't know what to tell you.
She's just irritating. You know, sometimes you just meet that person, they just rub you up the wrong way because sometimes, as they say, you know, your spirit just doesn't take to the person.
Spirit, yeah.
Sometimes you think that they're putting on an act. Like you just know they're not being themselves. They're being a people pleaser. They're going along with the crowd. Like you just know, just something about them rubs you up the wrong way. And that I think is what it is for Tony and Shakira. And even when Shakira was like, I got to agree, I see what she's saying. And she's like, of course you would. Yeah, you know, not everybody is going to like you.
Yeah, I mean.
But I don't think it has anything to do with Connor.
It doesn't. It actually doesn't. And I hope maybe in tomorrow's episode, Tony and Emily get the chance to talk again. And Tony, because I think what Tony is good at when things aren't so quite heightened is she can explain situations and concepts to people for them to understand in the way that she did with Meg, in terms of like really making her understand what she meant when she was saying Dejon is different when you aren't around.
Yes.
And the problem with a statement like that is somebody like Meg, whenever they hear something like that, all they're hearing is an attack.
Yes.
And I think ever so slightly by the time Tony was finished, is she didn't feel as attacked and just kind of understood that actually this isn't even about me.
Yeah.
She's given me a heads up.
Yes.
That this man is doing.
Yes, he's two-faced.
Yeah.
So to you, he is presenting one way. When you're not there, he is presenting another way.
Yeah.
And basically that's what you then hear about is how he was presenting, being flirty, having chats, whatever. And then you're being like, that's disrespectful, but he isn't being like that in front of you.
Yeah.
I think she got it, but just overall, I don't think Meg cares.
Yeah. I you know, credit where credit's due. When Meg and Helena actually sat down with Yasmin and apologized.
Fair. That was needed.
Yeah.
For them to, and I'm glad Yasmin didn't kind of jump in and start being like, I'm sorry for flirting with your man.
Yeah. She was like, yeah. It wasn't nice.
Yeah. Because it wasn't. It's like it's a lot of girls all basically bitching after you. Irish Meg needs to apologize to her as well.
You know, when you know somebody that does not know how to apologize, it's Irish Meg. Like that is
No, because she was piping up, she was shit stirring.
Yeah.
Irish Meg needs to apologize to somebody, because in the same way, I swear, did we ever see her apologize to Melisha?
No.
Yeah, Irish Meg is a problem.
Yeah.
She is. She's got a cute face though, but she is annoying and she's a part of the witches. I wish she wasn't.
Yeah.
Any more?
What we got? Maya just says, I think we all know Shay is the next male out. Who is the next lady to go? Is it finally Tony's time? The two of them could go.
I wouldn't even be surprised if Tony walked.
Yeah.
There were so many times in this episode where she literally just
looks like she could.
I'm
over it.
Her face was like thunder, and it isn't just Emily as well. I think she is just over everybody. And the thing was, even when she came back with Harrison, I did say why Melisha would have been a better person to bring back is Tony doesn't have her people there.
Yeah.
I think she is a particular personality in the right environment. That girl would fly. Like, I think she is probably really fun, but that's not her crew. And so there's no point in having her other than for Shakira. around, but maybe Melisha would have been a better fit for the program to actually slot in, add a little bit more vibes. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tony elected herself. Like, I'm out of here. Paper mache, absolutely. We didn't even see him. He may as well go.
Yeah.
He could have gone for all we know.
Yeah. He might have. He literally could not have been there today, and we would know no different.
Yeah, he can go. He can go. The two of them can go.
Inner Greek said the producers had a word with Helena and Megs. They were looking bad. I reckon so. I reckon
like
so.
Bullying.
Yeah. I reckon so.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
that probably did take place. Yeah, those two could go. We're probably going to have a bombshell on a recoupling on Sunday.
Yeah.
I would hope. They need to give us something because, you know, they've had a couple of good episodes. That is it.
Yeah.
They can't get complacent. Not with USA are kicking the asses of the UK. Like, this is...
Do you know when so before, like literally yesterday's live, I was like, I don't know if I can give the time to Love Island USA. And then today, when I saw what I saw, I said, no, I can't partake in this because it confirms my blood pressure won't allow it. When I saw a couple lying in bed.
Yeah. What happened next?
I saw this young lady bring her fingers to her mouth, lick them, and put her hand back down in the cover. And I don't need to give any more than that. And I was like, is this what we are doing?
That was Love Island of old. That's what it was about.
Yeah. In my biggest Danny Glover voice, I'm too old for this shit. Oh mate, this is wild. Like,
but they had Meg the Stallion in there. I was literally like, UK. Who is the UK gonna bring on? Probably flipping Becky Hill or some nonsense artist like that. It's like yeah. You gotta step it up.
But even if the UK was to step it up, like they couldn't match that. Like they just, and I think that's actually probably another reason why Tony is a bit jarred, because I just think as an American, like what you're used to in terms of show and razzmatazz, like you're not getting that here.
No, not at all.
And you're like Tony definitely is. She's giving vibes to me of somebody that will go back to the US and just start coating off British people. And I wouldn't blame her. And I'll be like, it's fair. That was your experience. It's fair. So we'll see.
I don't blame her at all.
Inner Greek says some of the OGs need to go. Yeah, they got way too comfortable. My Dress says, agreed, Inner Greek. They need to axe one of the... You know, I would love one of the witches to get axed. Because then also it just kind of then makes them go, oh.
We're not safe. Helena could go.
Yeah.
There's so many vulnerable people in there. To be fair, the couples are in shambles.
Yeah.
Like, Helena could exit, and who's gonna miss her?
Nobody.
Really, the only people that are actually truly needed is like Harry, Yasmin. I'll throw Dejon in there, but I could trade Meg out of it, and Irish Meg. I think. Yeah. I actually like.
I'd keep Tony.
And Shakira.
Shakira can go
because Shakira has the potential to just cause a bit of chaos as well. Yeah. So, but there's a few people that could go. Yeah, let's do a culling and bring in some new folks.
Well,
we
shall see. Done. Sunday come.
Let's see.
MW says, how is Alima doing?
Alima's down bad.
Yeah, she's down.
We ain't seen her, poor girl. This is the thing, because we ain't seen her and Ramel, they could go.
Yeah. But you know what the crazy thing is we don't know if they were actually they could actually be getting along.
Yeah.
They could actually be a decent couple. Yeah. We would never know.
No, that's what, but if it comes to public votes and if there's drama, something going on, these guys who we're not even giving them votes because we ain't seen them, they could absolutely they could go.
You're right. Public votes, you don't even know they're there to vote for them.
We don't know what their relationship is like. We don't know if they're getting on, they're not. Yeah. We ain't got a clue.
It's not on.
No, it's not fair.
Poor Alima stuck with a town bike. Come on, Saf. My address says Harry, Yasmin, Dejon carry the season. Shakira and Helena are fan favorites. Really?
Yeah, Helena is a fan favorite still because we ain't seen her. She was at the beginning. People really did like her, but where she hasn't been on screen for so long, I thought she may have dropped down in the rankings.
That's crazy.
But yeah, people like her. She's all right.
Oh well, let's see how long. Let's see if she makes it past Sunday.
Nah, she won't be first, like OG to go.
You don't know that.
No, man.
You don't know that. Nothing would surprise me. Nothing would surprise me.
No.
When Melisha didn't come back.
I mean, she's advocating to come back in Casa Amor. It may happen.
Love that. I would love that for her.
It may take place. She may come back into the yard.
We'll see. Alima has Black Twitter fully with her. She is protected.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so because you never know. Sometimes they do that spin and then it turns into the villa mates have to then cast who they want. So
especially if the producers are like they're aware that she has that support.
Yeah.
Then you're not gonna allow the public to
precisely
derail your storyline. So
yeah, because they may just be like, look, it's not working.
Yeah.
For on their end of how they wanted the Black love story to go. You know, let's see. What was that last comment? Okay.
Suzanne says the thing with good-looking people is they don't know how to chat someone up. They're usually on the receiving end. But this is a big wake-up call for them all to get a personality. I think that is so insightful. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But this is actually like the downfall of Love Island. Like, and we're seeing it here, where it's like you put good-looking people. I mean, some of them debatable. Good-looking people in a space, but a lot of them paper mache. Ben.
Just no personality. It is a problem. But also, Love Island, Amber Gill, she did a rant on it, and she was saying it's the censorship. It's like people won't talk freely anymore because they are so aware of the backlash and they don't want to come out and be a villain.
Yeah.
So they are censoring themselves when they're talking. Like, I'm just staying on safe points.
Yeah.
And then the same thing, like they'll apologize quickly, like Morgan flipping Helena, where realistically they'll be like, I hate that girl. And Tony is showing that because she ain't from here. So she's gonna be like, I don't like that girl. Where somebody else is then gonna all censor themselves and try and smile up in her face.
And I guess this is why you probably have to rate Harry, Dejon, Yasmin, because they're giving us the entertainment,
and we need it
at the risk of.
Because even if you do come out and people don't like you, other than Olivia, most people, they can ride through it, especially if you're a guy. Like, so Messy Mitch, like you can, if as long as you like.
Who's Olivia?
Olivia, she is such a bitch. She was in season 8 and then she came back. She's the one that left with Marcel in All Stars.
Oh, yeah.
On her season, standardly a witch. And she was still a witch when she came back anyway. But yeah, it doesn't always work for the girls. But you want them to be able to talk and say things and get it wrong and all of that. Yeah. It's important.
Yeah, well. What we got?
That last one?
That was the last one. Saf is just talking about Shay again. And then Olive Oil. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, that's what we called her.
Who?
Olivia.
Oh yes.
Olive Oil.
I remember her now. Yeah.
Annoying woman.
I think that's it.
All right.
I think that's it, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for rocking with us for all of this week. And tonight we'll be back on Sunday. Tomorrow, drink water, stay safe. It's going to be another hot one.
It's really hot tomorrow, isn't it?
33, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I think we should have a Barbie.
So it's hot.
Barbie.
So it's hot, and you want me to stand over a barbecue? Selfish. Selfish.
Have a lovely weekend, guys, and we'll see you on Sunday. Please, if you haven't already, book the like button.
Please.
Share the video as well.
Please.
Subscribe to the channel.
Please.
Road to 2K, and we'll see you Sunday.
See you later. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.